Well, I'm washing the sprayer off, getting some of all that 32 off of here. Here comes Dad in the Versatile. He's been working cornstalk ground today. Jonathan's planting beans. We're not planting corn. It's supposed to be cold and rainy here towards the end of the week, so we thought we'd lay off for a few days because all we got left is timber soil and that stuff is cold. Matthew's over here working on the little 6-row corn and bean planter units, actually just the corn units. He went through and he's going through and putting all new belts on. We had a couple that were cracked and dry rotted, and then he's putting new plastic housings on here because they were all busted up. So here's these old belts. Those of you that farm know how finger pickup meters work, but anyway, we got to get it ready to go because the most important planting's coming up, and that is sweet corn and sunflowers for you dove hunters. So we'll be planting some of that next week. You can see how nasty and dirty this boom is from spraying 32% and other chemicals. Stuff's real corrosive, but if you remember, I sprayed that fluid film on here, and I think it did a pretty good job. I washed this half of the boom off already. So it's pretty clean. I think there's actually a little bit of a oil residue left on there still. So since I'm not planting corn today, I'm going to go ahead and get this whole sprayer washed up because it's disgusting. Oh, that was about a 2.5 hour job, but the sprayer is relatively clean. The boom is fairly clean. I went through and cleaned all the nozzle bodies off. Sprayer is clean. I am not. He likes to splatter back on you. 2 days ago we had frost. It was 29 degrees for like 3 hours. And we've got corn and beans that are up. And I'm going to take you out here and show you what some of this corn looks like. That's not good. The good thing about corn is the growing point is underground a long ways. Corn can get frosted 6 or 7 inches tall and can still come back. It would hurt it more, but you can see it's had a couple days of growth still, so see the green's coming through, so these leaves are basically just gonna, so you can just pull them off, rot to nothing. So the corn will be okay, but it's brown and laid over. That doesn't look very good there at all. Corn's not supposed to have a bad day, but hopefully it'll be okay. This was only 40 acres that got frosted. I got on my 40 right there. It got nipped a little bit, but it was just spiking through, so it won't be quite as bad. This isn't that. I mean, if it's 75 degrees, you wouldn't know it that this even happened a couple days from now. But man, it's cold this morning. But you can kind of row it, but it looks pretty sickly. I had to find the empty box of 38s here. It really doesn't matter what box we use, but since this one is labeled 38, it makes it a little easier just to keep it in there. So. Well, we had a little bit of trouble. The boys were greasing the planter and noticed, well, I'll show you back here. One of these closing wheel brackets, this piece right here was cracked. So they had to take it apart and weld it. So we're gonna be running about an hour behind, which is okay because Dad's working ground right now anyway. There's the old, you guys can see that, there's a weld job right there. Don't look at it too close, John. It'll be okay. I had to actually go get 25 more individual bags of beans because I didn't think we were going to have enough of this particular number. So I've got 20 more over there. Well, I would have gotten a box of them, but they didn't have them treated, so I wanted treated. So we got to dump these into this box here. It's how the old timers used to always have to do it, but boxes are so much easier.
Okay, there's 45 units in there.
I wanted treated ones, so we had to use individual bags. I had some
Great help. You guys are great help picking up all the tabs. You definitely don't want to get these inside or little pieces inside your box. Good help. They stacked them all up for me. Perfect.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and load these in the wagon and head to the field.
Hopefully I put those on the right side. I did. That would be really bad if I did mix them up.
Need to take this off, put a 3.5 sticker on here. Here's our old wagon. You can't pull this thing very fast, especially when it's full. Jonathan just said, looks like all the wheels are still on. That Till-All does an awesome job. Probably one of the best, if not the best, soil finishing tools that a guy could use in the spring, but man, they are a maintenance nightmare. Bearings always go out. They're not built heavy enough.
Choke it.
Well, here's the problem why I didn't start, or wouldn't stay running. Out of gas. Dad specifically said, hey, don't forget to fuel up the seed tenders this morning. I said, okay. Well, that just cost us about 15 minutes. These little things take forever. That's why we get started so late. We gotta get up earlier, I guess. But this worked up really nice.
Till-All does a nice job. Good moisture underneath there. Perfect.
Just wish it was 75 and not 55. Look at that, it runs.
You need
1850.
1,850 pounds to plant 70 acres.
That'll be about,
I don't know, maybe an acre extra, acre and a half.
okay. These hold about 40 units a piece on each side, so if you plant 140,000 seeds per acre, you can basically plant 80 acres. So I'm just gonna let those boys do that. It's cold outside. While I'm sitting in here, Nutrien Ag Solutions, one of the largest, if not the largest, fertilizer and chemical dealer for agriculture in the United States, has a weather forecast or weather update that they put out 2 or 3 times a week by Eric Snodgrass, and he is by far the best agriculture weatherman in the country, if not the world.
he's very, very good. So I'm gonna sit in here and watch him. You farmers have probably watched him before. If you haven't, I highly, highly recommend you look him up on YouTube. It's just under Nutrien Ag Solutions, Ag Weather Forecast, I believe. So.
Rocky Mountains, and they came out into the plains right into here and dumped some great rains into this area. Then what we saw on the southern side.
Well, I'm in a different rig now. I am headed to Nutrien to go pick up a load of chemical. Got the tanker hooked onto the semi here. And Jonathan and I are going to do some spraying this afternoon. We'll probably, I'm going to go get a 300-acre load. We should be able to get that sprayed pretty easily. We're going to spray the beans that Jonathan planted yesterday. And we'll probably get that 70 that Matthew's planting right now. In case you guys that live out in the country want some internet, these signs have been everywhere. I've counted at least 7 or 8 in ditches like this that we farm. So I called the number, and of course that's a local area code. And I called them, and they're like, "Oh, are you interested in internet?" "No, I'd like to talk to the person who put all the signs out." So I forwarded me to another number, and then they forwarded me to another number. And they're like, "Oh, are you calling to complain?" And I was like, "No, not really. I just was curious who set them out, and if you guys are gonna pick them up, because we're gonna mow these ditches in a couple weeks." So like, "Oh, we'll make a note of that." We'll see if they're gone in 2 weeks. Well, we ate supper and came here to the next field, or last field for tonight. It's only 70 acres. Well, it's the field that we were planting this morning, or that Matthew started planting. So we didn't end up getting to the field that he's planting now. We'll do it tomorrow morning. So. I was definitely upwind on that one. Wanted to try to give you guys a shot of the chemical coming out. So we're spraying a pre-emerge on planted soybeans. We like to spray right over the top, right after they're planted. Some guys will spray and work it in. That works too, we've done that before, but anytime you bury that residual chemical, it's a little less effective in my opinion, but Jonathan, that dirty dog, he had his fence row nozzle on. I thought I was gonna get sprayed. I saw it there at the last second, so I backed off. But doing a nice job. That sprayer, this is only our second year with that sprayer, and we've been very impressed with it. A lot of maintenance on a sprayer, but it sure is nice being able to go out and spray when you want and what you want. But it's a small one, only 800 gallons, 90-foot boom, but it works for our operation. Dig up these beans and see what they look like. It actually dried out and dried off more than I thought it was going to today. We shallowed these beans up even more, probably some of the shallower beans we've ever planted. I probably shouldn't have done that. Should have just left it where it's at, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
You never want to plant really according to the rain because it may not amount to much, and it might not tomorrow. They're calling for a 1/4 inch. I hope we get a couple, 2 or 3 tenths would be about perfect.
Dude, with my hands, he hasn't, oh yeah, see there's moisture just right there, about a 1/2 inch under. These beans should be about 1 inch. I bet they're swelled up already, if I can find one here. There's one right there. He's swelled up already. He'll be sprouted by tomorrow. Actually, look at that. That's amazing. He's just getting ready to pop a sprout right there. If you can see that little knob. Today warmed up. That sunshine really beat down. That's good. God knew what he was doing, didn't he? When he created this awesome place. Pretty amazing. You can just put a seed in the ground and it starts growing. Only one way that can happen. And that was part of his grand plan. These beans are going to be a-okay. There'll probably be a few of them in some dry dirt or really close down in those low swags, but not very many at all, if any. These look good. I appreciate you guys watching. That'll be it for this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.